dude. Dude.
Wow.
That was something. That was.
I'm both so amped up and so exhausted at the same time.
I can't even feel my legs.
My body doesn't know what to do with itself because I'm like calming down from probably the biggest adrenaline rush I've had in at least months, maybe years.
For those of you who don't understand what we're talking about, we just had the man, the myth, the legend, Mike
Finch
on this podcast. So you're going to hear him in like 2 minutes.
Oh yeah.
And
buckle up, get ready. I like to say buckle up, but this time I mean it more than the other times.
Like pull the strap this time.
So
it's like tighter.
Cinch it tight. Yeah.
Yeah. Holy shit.
Because Mike Finch brings the fucking smoke, dude. He brings the fire.
He is ready to go more than we are. Like I woke up from a nap to do this podcast.
Yeah.
And he woke up from being prepared all day long to just spit fire
his entire life.
Podcast. Yeah.
So stick around to listen to that because the podcast is awesome. It's great. If you don't know much about MMA, listen up because you could learn a lot. If you really like MMA, you're going to love this. Yeah. Plus we talk about other things, other hard hitting issues,
other giant topics,
giant, huge,
dangly topics.
Anyway,
follow Mike on Instagram at
Mike Finch MMA.
Mike Finch MMA.
He's doing big things.
YouTube, just type in Mike Finch MMA and you'll see his channel.
Mike Finch is the channel, I think. But yeah, if you type in Mike Finch MMA, you can watch him fight other grown men in cages.
Yep, that's crazy.
You can watch him interview some of the biggest names in MMA and martial arts today.
Yeah.
And you can see him break down fights and other fun videos about drama going on in the MMA world. So. He's
so knowledgeable about that, just MMA in general, like the history of it, what's going on now that I honestly couldn't fit in a lot of like fart jokes in the middle of this podcast. So
honestly, it was hard to self-deprecate because I was so motivated listening to say
literally.
But you know what? Enough talking about it. Let's be about it. Why don't we show a clip of the man himself right here?
Welcome into Against the Odds. I'm your host, Mike Finch, and today we're going to break down Chris Cyborg versus Leslie Smith, a rematch in the headliner of Bellator 259. We'll talk the fight, we'll break down some odds, and we'll get you guys pumped up to see this one. Guys, if your heart does not start beating faster when a Chris Cyborg fight is on, you might need medical attention.
Wow.
I don't know what to say. He is he's a man.
He's already said it.
Yeah.
So,
for sure. He's about to say it. And if you're waiting for him, he's going to say it. So he's ready to go. Let's run through a wall. Let's go. I'm going to go take a jog around the neighborhood because I'm amped. So enjoy the show. Mike, thanks for being on.
Thanks for being on. We love you, brother. And
crazy.
Yeah. Get ready for the magic. Here we go.
Happy or sad, it's story time with two fucking idiots.
In points and maybe say a few things, but then by the end it would just be a completely different podcast.
You can't duplicate something like this. That's the whole point of this, right? A conversation, like you're capturing conversation. It's a totally unique thing.
Welcome to the podcast.
Yes, welcome.
Episode 31. Mike Finch, Baby Grinch Finch.
Baby Grinch Finch.
Huge fan, guys. Huge fan.
Us of you.
Yeah, us of you. I don't know what that means, but yes, we all are also fans.
Yeah, absolutely. We're happy to have you here, man. How are you?
Wait a minute. I'm not done talking.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
People
the
when
most
they found
important
out,
person here. Please proceed.
People when they found out we were having Mike on, were like legitimately like, finally somebody good. I'm like, I mean,
we had to suffer through Stephanie twice. That was for you, Steph. That was for you.
She's fucking angrily chatting right now in this video. There's no way
she's outside the door pacing. She's like,
Stephanie was a great guest. Stephanie was a great guest. Who was the anonymous emailer who was potentially Stephanie but not Stephanie?
Jared Jenkins.
Cher Jenkins.
Okay. I still think it's Stephanie.
It's gotta be, right?
It's gotta be.
It has to be Steph.
She's so
I'm not
adamant.
convinced. All right.
She's so adamant that it's not. And it's like, I'm willing to be divorced over this.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
don't do it.
Me too. Me too. I'm not even married. Like I'll get married and divorced.
It'll be like the goofiest shit of all time to have like the judge be like, and this is the case of Jordan Field versus Stephanie, aka Cher Jenkins.
Yeah, right. No, the judge is gonna be like, from two fucking idiots, guilty. Clack. We're big, dude. We're getting every day by then.
This is the 31st episode.
That's right.
So we were looking for like MMA facts or anything, something like that to include Mike, and we can't find any. So it's the Greg Maddux episode.
Greg Maddux,
the Mad Dog himself.
That's right.
Pitch for the
Greg, the Pitbull Maddux.
He started as a cub.
He's an MMA fighter.
He started as a cub. My dad would constantly let me know that it was sad that he became a Brave because he just went on to be like the best pitcher of all time. And that's just how it is as Cub fans, you know, like just happiness. And it's like, what ifs, you know, a lot of that.
Dude, we had my Nana, the biggest Cubs fan in the world, lived to be 90, and she never saw him win a World Series. Dude, so you guys are lucky that you got what you got, bro.
I know.
That sucks.
I know.
Last weekend we met up with Jared and Kristen, and they brought their friend from like North Carolina. And
that's right.
He's originally from Ohio. And like, I just didn't know that. And I was wearing a Cubs hat and I was like, whatever. We were talking about baseball, big baseball family, basically. And I was like, he said something about the Browns, like football. And I was like, wait, are you a Indian fan? And he's like, yeah. And I was like, I'm not going to say anything, but he was literally just like eating like, it's all right. It's my whole life. It's never gonna happen. Whatever. And then, but I was like, the Colts beat the Bears, though. I mean, that's he was a Colt. He was a Colt fan too. I don't know why. But
I was like, oh yeah, the Ohio Colts. Yeah, that makes sense in my head. Yeah, for sure. That didn't need any context. It's fine.
Yeah, no.
I still remember the Colts beating the Bears in the Super Bowl. He's had a championship.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I blame that on my grandma. That was my grandma's fault. Yeah. We went over to her house.
It was Rex Grossman not being able to take a snap that game. I think that was an issue for sure.
Nope.
Should have put in Kyle Orton.
All my grandma.
Yeah, it was definitely.
We went over to her house to watch the game, and I remember my crazy like superstitious sports mind.
Oh yeah.
Obviously they lose. My first reaction to like my entire family is like, why are we here? They won all the games that we weren't at grandma's house. Mm-hmm. Fuck you, grandma.
Dang.
You made this happen. She was a Bronco fan. She doesn't like the
fuck you, grandma. I'm sorry.
She's a John Elway fan, which is like weird to hear my grandma be like, John Elway.
Lots of sports superstitions, guys. I'm telling you. It's not real. No, it's superstitious real stuff, bro. No, none of these zodiac 100% signs.
Real.
Doesn't matter where you're watching the game. Doesn't matter if you had your lucky underwear on.
Listen,
none of this
if I wasn't a Capricorn, I would tear you apart right now. All right, you're lucky I'm a Capricorn.
Bro. I don't even know. I'm born September 4th. I don't even know what I am. I don't want to know. Okay. All this superstitious stuff, as Conor McGregor said, it's fear, right? It's an excuse. It's, I had to wear my lucky hand wraps. I didn't have my lucky hand wraps, so I lost the fight. Did Conor say that right before he got knocked out by Dustin Poirier or after? Before he fought Dustin the first time and KO'd him in the first round.
Oh, well, that's true.
This is Conor on the rise. This is that prime like 3 years we got at Conor where he was the man, right? Before he kind of, started drinking proper 12, started buying some mansions, some yachts.
Had a Billy, just chilling. Yeah. Of course.
We're talking about a different guy. Yeah. Nowadays, we're talking about billionaire Conor, 100 plus millionaire Conor. Yeah, this is a different dude.
If I don't see a pull left, if I don't see him pull back and throw a rocket left hand in this fight, he should retire, man. It's like if he's not throwing that punch, he's not winning anymore.
Here's what I need to see. I need to see Conor on the balls of his feet again, moving around. You guys saw that first Dustin Poirier fight. Conor's moving around like he's a Taekwondo or karate fighter, and then the boxing just comes in there. He'll just put punches on you, right? Watch him in the second Dustin Poirier fight. Watch him back to back. They're both on YouTube for free right now. He comes out there and he's flat-footed. He's standing in front of him like Canelo Alvarez or something. It's like whatever Conor's boxing coach is telling him is bullshit. This is
head movement. That's all you need to be
on the balls of his feet, moving around again. We need to see old Conor back. And guys, I will be in Vegas that weekend. So if you're superstitious, maybe me coming to Vegas will make the difference, right? Maybe Conor will get that pull KO that you're looking for, Robbie.
Well, you better be wearing your lucky underwear. That's all.
Yeah, seriously. I'll wear mine.
I'm fucking amped right now. Has anyone ever told you should do this for a living, Mike? I don't know. Maybe give it a shot.
You for sure. Robbie has always been a cheerleader of mine, and I always appreciate it. And if Robbie's honest with you guys, he knows I'm a cheerleader for him too.
That's true.
I'll always push me to do big stuff, brother. I've always appreciated it. And yes, I do like talking about fights for a living. Thank you.
I know. Yeah. Well, listen, I don't, it's not a competition. But I don't know if you guys remember 2 years ago.
Competition's fine, bro. You want to compete. I mean,
if you want to do, should we talk about
you're going to make it a competition, bro? I know it's not, but are you saying
I'll beat you in a 25-yard foot race, dude? Bring it. All right. Line it up. I can't not just challenge someone to something. You know what I'm saying?
It's something when we go on air, you just become like this beast of a man that doesn't want to lose.
Oh, it's always Robbie, bro. What are you talking about? Robbie's always ready to compete.
I'm ready to compete all the time. Actually, I'll come back to my other point in a second. You'll really enjoy it, I'm sure. I'm so excited.
I can't wait.
Oh, you guys are gonna hate it. But I've been saying the last couple of weeks, the Barstool event they do, Rough and Rowdy. It's like a boxing match. I'm trying to get on Rough and Rowdy for exposure for this podcast. And also, I got it, dude. I'll knock an MF out. All right.
I've seen you do that, by the way. I have witnessed Robbie knocking MF out. Yeah, he was
that's right.
Main event in a cage fight. Okay.
Yeah.
And Robbie showed up to this cage fight with no jock strap. So he had to duct tape my cup into his shorts. All right. Robbie went out there like a gangster with a duct tape cup. Okay. The referee
underwear
was drunk.
Like
that's your nickname, bro. Robbie Duct Tape Cup.
Duct tape. I got a duct tape dick, bro. That's me, baby.
That's hilarious.
It's funny you mentioned that because I was just watching a YouTube short of Vanderlei Silva versus Brian Stan, where they just stand next to the cage and just beat the fuck out of each other. Do you remember? They're like literally.
Dude, I want to say
favorite fights.
That was probably like one of my first or second like real fights I watched on TV, because that was when they started to become on TV. And my brother and I were just laughing the entire fight because it was just like Rock'em Sock'em Robots. Like they both like knock each other out for like a second randomly every 3 or 4 punches. It's so hilarious.
They like hit the ground and then jump right back up on a double.
And
what I was thinking is, in my first fight, I walked out, we touched gloves, and he punches me in the stomach, and him and I just start throwing bombs, me versus this guy, John, right? And in my head, it looked like Vanderlei versus Brian Stan, you know? Like we're standing just trading in the middle of the cage. And then when I went back and watched it, I'm literally just like slow motion punches. I had no idea what I was doing, you know?
I think I remember you telling me about that. You were like, yeah, dude, I walked in, fight started, and everything Mike taught me went out the fucking window.
Except for just grab them and throw them on the ground. And that's what won me the fight.
Yeah. But I went to work. How much did we practice that takedown, Robbie?
150 times before the fight. I thought we fell. I thought that like I stepped on his toe and he was like, oh no. And I was like, oh, I'm falling on top of you.
He was probably like, ew, is that a duct tape cup? Get away from me.
Yeah, right? I butt humped him for a minute in that fight. I mean,
you grounded and pounded him. You held him down. You did exactly what we trained. It's just that it was your first fight. You were nervous. Yeah. You went out there and you just started throwing bolos with this dude. It was crazy, man. It was pretty epic to corner you, dude. That was awesome.
We landed right in the corner by Mike, and Mike's like, all right, take a breath. Now transition and go for this choke. And the guy laying on the ground underneath me starts going, no, right in my ear. And I was like, yeah, he's right. Maybe I shouldn't do it. He sounds very confident. Mike, I shouldn't.
Mike, this gentleman doesn't want me to do all those moves.
He doesn't want me to choke him.
You have
Mike's
an alternative.
Like, okay. Yeah, we'll do something else. Oh,
yes.
So
it was
funny.
A verbal tap, right? I think the ref was like, "Yo, do you want to continue?" I think he was like, "I'm good."
He was tapping and he like stood us up and then was like, "Hey, did you tap?" And I'm like, "Don't fucking, you're gonna ask him? That's not fair." And the guy literally was like, "Yeah, I tapped," and that's never made me. Nothing has ever made me like feel like more of a man in my life.
You beat that man.
Yeah.
Okay.
He had a second chance to be like, "No, I'm still in it."
No, let's go again. Yeah.
No, thanks.
Would you have
you beat that man?
Would you have admitted that you tapped?
Me?
No,
No way.
Yeah,
no
never.
Way I'm winning that fight, Jordan.
Oh, man.
When I'm in a fight, I am there to die. I will not lose the fight. There is no quit. There's no way you could break my nose, my jaw. I am in it to die. I will continue to fight. No way. Did you guys see Chael Sonnen and Anderson Silva? The first one, he's wrapped up in that triangle, right? He does like the and then Anderson, let's go. And he's like, oh no, we're good. He keeps going.
Transitions.
Like, no, stop. Called the Brazilian tap. Okay. And much love to the Brazilians, of course, but that's the name for it, right? The Brazilian tap. No, you keep going, Jordan. You freaking get in there and you keep going.
You can say fuck. You're allowed to
say fuck.
Yeah, no worries. I'm just saying, like, I've been hit in the face with a basketball a few times and that shit hurts. So
yeah, it does. Dude.
I had this thing in high school where almost every practice somehow I'd like come off a screen or something and like an errant pass would hit me right in the face. And immediately I'd like cover up, whatever. And everybody just make fun of me. And I'd be like, it hurts. I don't know. It hit me right in the nose. Like, I don't understand.
I bet it did, ball face.
As a fighter, I feel like I'd take like one good elbow and be like, I'm done. This is bullshit.
Yeah.
There's no way I can do this.
It definitely hurts, guys.
He just elbowed me in the face. Did you see that shit?
Is that legal?
Is he allowed to do that?
It is not tennis, man. I tell people all the time, they're like, you're 5-0. They're like, you were the number 1 ranked in Illinois. Why'd you stop fighting? I'm like, have you ever been in a fist fight? Like, do you know what to be the fighting champion of the world is the hardest thing you could possibly choose to do. Like the amount of respect I have for these guys when they step in here against each other, where I'm looking at like a Division I All-American wrestler with a jiu-jitsu black belt and 10 years of freaking, kickboxing. And I'm looking at this Muay Thai champion who's, 15-0. And I'm looking at these guys about to go out. I'm like, these guys are going to beat the shit out of each other. This is crazy, and what it takes to do that, man. When you're Colby Covington and you got a broken jaw and you just go out there for the next round and fight and you're still
allegedly okay.
Allegedly.
He would want you to not say that, okay? He claims it wasn't. All right.
Slow-mo video. The slow-mo video was his jaw was in another county. That was ridiculous.
And he's still fighting. Guys, George St. Pierre was at UFC 100. He tells his coach, Greg Jackson at the time, he says, Coach, I tore my groin. You know what Greg Jackson says? Greg Jackson says, hit him with it. And it's like, damn, this is what it's like in a fist fight, dude. You got a torn groin. He said, hit him with it. Could you imagine a soccer game? They'd be freaking carting you out. You'd be crying. Yeah. Your mom would be visiting you in the locker room. You know what I'm saying? This is just a totally different thing. And so the amount of respect I have for these fighters is unreal. I don't think people quite comprehend just how much trauma, just how hard it is mentally, physically, how much it takes to push through these fights.
I mean,
I can't imagine.
Just to springboard off that, I have zero respect for fighters. I think that it's easy, and
you did beat that one guy.
1-0.
I did beat that guy as an undefeated fighter. I gotta say,
you beat the guy who was scared of the thought of you trying to choke on him.
Yeah,
so that was interesting.
Exactly.
The collective MMA record of this podcast is 6-0.
That's true.
Let's just state that here.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're not going to say what. Don't worry. We're not going to say who won or what. We're undefeated as a podcast.
This is an undefeated podcast.
Mike, I remember, like, you've been a friend of my brother's for a really long time, and I remember hearing about you when I was like, I don't know, in middle school sometime. And he was like, Mike Finch is this. And I was like, first of all.
That's what he sounded like in middle school.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
But I remember him saying something like, yeah, my friend Mike, he does like cage fighting. And I was like, that'll never catch on.
Yeah.
Like I had no idea. Cause at that time it was like illegal or something. Like
it was like 03.
Yeah, it was a weird situation. So it's crazy how far it's come that it's on ESPN now. And I know fighters. Like,
yeah,
I've always known it, dude. I mean, I know what you think. I remember that time period. Like, I remember being at Palumbee Middle School, the middle school we all had to go
PMS,
through.
baby.
And I wore my Ultimate Fighter Season 1 t-shirt. And I remember people like, what's that? And I would explain it to them. And I remember telling my English teacher, she was like, what's that? I'm like, well, you know, it's mixed martial arts. Like they're athletes. They compete against each other in a fight. And she's like, oh, you mean like the WWF? I think it was the WWF at the time. WWE.
Yeah, I think so.
And I'm like, no, it's real. And she's like, how do you know it's real? And I'm like, oh my God. Like, that's where it was back then. People did not know it was real. People didn't know the difference. And that's how early to the show I was, man. So yeah, thank you. I've been a fan since UFC 31 to talk about, to reference the podcast.
Mike
Randy Couture, Pedro Hizzo.
Yeah.
I've been a fan for a while, brother.
I want to address a couple things. First thing,
go on.
You said something in there that is a little weird. And so I'd like to have this conversation. What do you mean compared to WWF? It's real. Are you trying to tell me that the World Wrestling Federation isn't real fighting, dude?
Robbie,
have you ever, they have chairs. They put people through tables. They have championship.
The Undertaker
belts.
turns on the lights. He goes like this. And they turn on the light.
The lights go up, dude. I know crazy. You've never seen John Cena. I know it's impossible. You can't see him. All right.
No.
But he's real and he's a champion. And I'm a little offended you would say that, honestly.
Well, guys, you know, reality does not have to cater, okay, to what we are offended or not offended by, right? So, like, you know, being offended is not going to dictate what reality is. And the reality is that professional wrestlers are excellent athletes.
Sure.
One of them became a UFC champion. Okay.
True.
But
sure did.
I've seen other professional wrestlers. Let's talk about one in particular.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Oh.
Bobby Lashley. Okay. These guys come over to MMA and they're not able to be the best in the world because it's not just about marketing. It's not just about, you know, them writing these scripts and making these theatrical performances, right? But actually Batista had to fight, and it was one of the worst heavyweight performances I have ever seen from a dude who looks like that.
Have you seen that fight? Jordan, have you ever seen that fight?
I never knew that they did. I just knew that like superstar CM Punk came out and
just dominated.
He just came out and he tore Mickey Gall a new one.
He let him know.
He was on the main card of that fucking fight.
Oh yeah.
That was horrible. That's horrible.
One of the worst performances in UFC history. Yeah. I tried to forget about that. So thank you for bringing that back up, bro. Just so you guys know, on Twitter, I did call out CM Punk and I did try to set that up. And after it didn't happen, I went to Rufus Sport and I actually got to meet CM Punk, step on the mat with him. Really nice guy. Not an MMA fighter.
Not an MMA fighter, dude. Speaking of not an MMA fighter, the guy that Dave Batista fought in his very first cage fight,
when
looks
was
like
that,
me in 20 years. All right. Like, that must have been what, 5 years ago?
I'd never heard of that. I'm gonna have to search for that for sure.
Dude, the guy's like, and actually hangs in there pretty good with that monster of a man, Dave Batista, but was just like a real
hitting him, bro. Was getting shots off.
Was really
Batista.
like teeing off.
He almost
on him,
won that fight, bro. Batista had a lot of problems with that dude.
I'm sorry.
Batista's like,
no, please go ahead. It's funny. You should watch it. It's
like Mike, when you were little, were you a WWF fan?
Okay, so my neighbor when I was a boy, okay, Nick.
Watch what you say, by the way. Watch your fucking mouth, okay? When you're talking to me about WWF, I just want to start with that.
I'm gonna spill the beans.
All right,
bro.
go ahead. But watch what you say. All right.
My dad told me that WWF was for a bad word for a homosexual. Okay.
Oh,
That's
okay.
what he told me. That's what he told me. Okay. Now my dad, not the, maybe not the guy to take advice from, right? All respect to the gay community. It's just that these guys out there in Speedos throwing each other around doing theater, my dad actually really did not let me even like watch that stuff. He was like, fuck that type of thing.
Wow.
And my dad actually, to piggyback off of that, not only didn't like it, but that's what ended up making him show me the UFC. So those two are tied together because I was like, well, hey, my friend Nick likes the WWE stuff over here. He's like, hold up, let me show you this dude Tank Abbott real quick. Got VHS tapes. You guys remember what a VHS tape looks like? Got VHS tapes that used to put him in the garage. And I'd watch this guy, Tank Abbott. My dad's fat. Tank Abbott's fat. He's just a fan, right? Tank Abbott's just knocking dudes out. By the way, the original Huntington Beach bad boy. As I'm broadcasting live from Huntington Beach.
Yeah. Ran marathon. Snap pliers with his bare hands, dude.
The man.
Tank Abbott.
Tank Abbott's a legend. Okay. So I used to watch these fights and he'd be like, this is the real shit. These guys are real fighters. Yeah. And I would look at that and I was like, wow, so these are the real tough guys. And that really got me like, okay, these are the best fighters in the world. So when Joe Schmo says something to me at Hooper Elementary School or Plevyak or whatever, right?
Yep.
I need to know this stuff. So I'm the man, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's why I started training martial arts, dude. I was like, what's cooler than being the toughest dude around? Like what, you could put a ball through a hoop or you could take a tennis racket and kind of, we'll go to the tennis court, bro. We got a problem. Let's get on the baseball diamond. You solve it with some fisticuffs, right?
Fists,
and so that's where I started valuing it, man. I think it was my dad and I think it was his opposition to fake wrestling.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I loved wrestling.
Yeah, I was all about it back in the day.
I couldn't get enough spandex. Honestly, I was like, these guys.
Have you seen The Rock? Like early 2000s, dude. He looked real good, oiled up in there. Okay.
When I was a little kid, though, I used to have this thought because like every wrestler had like their finisher, right? It was like a special move or whatever.
Chris Benoit. Okay, maybe I shouldn't bring that guy up.
Dude. Yeah, that was a.
Yeah, his finishing move was murdering his family and then killing himself.
That's so wrong.
That's so fucked up. Or he would just grab your legs and break your back. Carry on. What were we saying?
But there was certain guys who had like finishers that were very similar to like normal moves. You know what I mean? Like a suplex when you like lift them up and like slam them back. Like Goldberg had a suplex that was his finisher, and I was like, why does his move hurt more than the other guys who are doing the exact same shit? Like, I don't understand. As like an 8-year-old, I was like, something's not making sense here, Dad. Like this is weird. I don't understand. Like, why do they all have like streamers tied around their biceps? I don't get who's doing that? Is that them? I don't understand.
I've been thinking about getting
so a lot of these guys took moves from wrestling, man. Like, so a lot of these guys like Goldberg has done commentary for mixed martial arts. So
really?
These guys are fans. The Undertaker was live at Brock Lesnar's fight. He's a fan. Brock Lesnar, Division I NCAA heavyweight champion wrestler. So there have been some legit wrestlers over in the WWE.
Oh yeah.
Just like there have been legit athletes who have done movies and whatnot. That doesn't mean actors are the best fighters, right?
Yeah,
Ken Shamrock was in WWF like back in the day, and I was like, is he like a real guy? His finisher was like the ankle lock, and it was just like he used to just like yell while he was doing it.
Shoot the box.
Yeah, I don't know.
Uh-oh. Yeah, Ken Shamrock brought a little bit of that to MMA. He had that feud with Tito Ortiz. Yeah, and that was a big reason why the UFC started coming up. He's kind of gets lost in the mix there, but that rivalry between Ken Shamrock and Tito Ortiz, that was a pivotal point in the UFC where they were on their way up, and they made that rivalry kind of WWE-esque. You know, he kind of got that flavor in there, and so the second fight was stopped early, so Ken was able to make it into a third fight. The third fight, Joe Rogan said he was in the casino at like 1 a.m. before the fight. And he saw Ken Shamrock out there gambling and like drinking in the casino. And so he looks at Ken Shamrock. He's like, dude, don't you have a fight in like less than a day? And Ken's like, I got this. You know what I'm saying? Ken goes out there and gets his ass whooped the next day.
Yeah.
So you tell me if Ken Shamrock was confident he was going to win that fight, or if he was cashing out with a little bit of WWE action, kind of knew what was going on.
Making some money. Yeah.
Every UFC fight I'm aware of, guys, is real, never been rigged. You could go back all the way through. There's some funky stuff in Pride, a lot of funky stuff in boxing, never the UFC. The UFC is something I will bet on a fight. Yeah. I would rather bet on a UFC fight than other type of combat sports. Right.
Sure.
But that one night, I believe Joe Rogan when he says he saw him in the casino, man. Ken Shamrock cashed out.
Our boy John Jones was doing some fucking nose beers and got in the cage and won. So, some people like to gamble before a fight. Some people like to smell that white stuff in a bag. I mean, whatever. Who's to say?
For sure. Yeah.
John likes to party, man.
Sure
Joe Rogan has a theory about that John being a wild man, he wants to kind of let loose and have parties and have threesomes or whatever the hell he likes to do, know? And man, maybe that kind of is why he's a cage fighting champion too. Maybe that's the same.
He loves the chaos. Yeah. It's like it keeps him focused almost. I have a similar thing with my everyday life. I don't want to be someone that's like, I have OCD, I have ADHD, and self-diagnose myself. But if I'm just trying to do one thing, I can't focus on it. I have to be like listening to music, have the basketball game on in the background, have the faucet dripping like slowly, just a drop at a time. And then I can sit down and do my work on my computer. You know what I mean? That's the only way I can get it done.
I am the exact same way. I know. We have a problem, dude.
Yeah.
It's like I want to do something productive, so I have to have my phone and a podcast playing and all this stuff. It's a mind trick, dude. We just gotta focus.
I was at a hotel one time, and all I had to do was go down to the lobby and make somebody come back up with me, like they were meeting us. And I forgot my phone, and I was like, I can't handle a 12-second elevator ride unless I have something going on in the background. Yeah. I literally went back and got it because I was like, there's no way I can do it. It's just a weird hang up I have now.
Guys, I live in Huntington Beach, California. I'm a block away from the ocean. I leave my phone. I'll just leave it here, and it is the best thing. It's the best part of the week. Please, I'm telling you guys, do it at least once a week. Leave your phone, go take a walk in the woods, go ride your bike, go do something for hours. Leave that freaking thing at home on your day off or whatever. And trust me, you will come back more at peace than you have been in a while.
Bro, what if my Candy Crush lives, the timer on them runs out and I can play again? If I don't have my phone in my hand to crush some cans, bruh.
What if my strawberries become ripe and I'm not ready to pounce on that harvest?
Dude, Farmville is life.
You guys should delete these apps, okay? You guys should delete these apps because you're doing good work right here. You're making content right now. I don't see much of it on Instagram though. I don't see, you guys can keep.
It is true.
You guys can keep doubling down. Like when you look back on each year, are you like me when I'm like, I should have got this done. I could have done this and that. I regret this. I regret that. Right.
Yeah.
I just did a little video shoot, and it's a little on the down low. We'll eventually put some stuff out there, and I got to play a role. I got to act.
Damn.
And
that sounds important.
Soon as Haley and I left, all we could talk about is all the stuff we did wrong. And it was just like, how can we do better next time? Right. And so just, you're not the person you were yesterday. You're the person who's learned from those experiences, right? So to always try and be your biggest critic, like the virtues of life, it's like, do your best, man. If you can do your best, then that's going to put you in a whole other playing field, right? A lot of people are talented. A lot of people are this and that. Not a lot of people do their best. And if you do your best one day a week, that'll totally change the trajectory of your life. I guarantee it. You guys are extremely talented. Guys, I used to be big fans of your band. Okay.
Hey,
First
that's
Rule
true.
of Fight Club was awesome. Definite Change was awesome. Awesome.
We are fucking awesome for what it's worth, Jordan.
Just to like put it forward and like, you know, we're gonna be our best in this episode. You guys seen Shaq's penis?
Oh yeah. Mike, let me get your opinion because this is serious. How big do you think Shaq's penis is, dude? It's got to be gargantuan, right?
Have you seen the size of his girlfriend? Now, I don't know if that's the old girlfriend.
His first wife? That's 4'11" and fucking 95 pounds.
Yeah. Okay. So if he's dating her, I don't need to complete the sentence, right? We can't be talking about something superhuman here, right? I mean, if he's dating her and that worked
those are the ones that can handle it, dude. You know what I'm saying?
I don't
it's
know
like
what you're saying, bro.
Max Holloway can get punched in the head 7,000 times, you know, and he's totally fine. Brock Lesnar gets punched in the face once. He's doing backwards somersaults in the octagon. You know what I'm saying? The little ones can take the damage.
Brock did not grow up boxing. He did not have. It's not a natural ability that Brock gets hit in the face and the world starts spinning. No, Brock is getting hit by frickin' Cain Velasquez, which sucks.
We don't know Shaq's first wife's history. Okay, she might have grown up boxing, winky face, if you know what I'm saying. All right, maybe she likes 7 foot tall dudes. She knew what she was getting herself into. All right.
I mean, we don't have to continue it, but I just like to bring it up like once an episode, just because it's like, I don't know. So
did I dodge that one well? I think I dodged
you
that
did.
one.
You're great. We fell right into it again. So
there's this fucking into Shaq's penis, like just like a
it falls into you.
Yeah, it sure does. There's this thing on TikTok right now that's like, go to this show. Fast forward to 19 minutes and 50 seconds and film your live reaction. And so I was like, okay, I'll go to the show. I have Netflix. I'll go to the show and check it out. 19:30 to give myself 20 seconds to really set the scene for, to get a good reaction. And it's just a fucking ginormous hog, man. It's just a huge penis.
On Netflix?
On Netflix, dude. I think it's like a Netflix original. And I'm not telling you need to check out this show to see how impressive this penis is, but I'm just going to say this. Obviously we love Michael Jordan we're from Chicago. Yeah. I love LeBron James because he's, the best of our generation. I love Cristiano Ronaldo because he's a GOAT. Tom Brady. I like to witness greatness, right? I'm not going to discredit anyone because they're not on my team or they're not me personally.
Sure.
This might be one of the greatest penises of all time, dude. I hate to say it. I'm not saying you should definitely go look at it. It's a great D. It's a great wang.
I think once you become comfortable with the fact that like we all do have penises, you can admire from afar. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You don't have to go. You don't have to be ashamed.
Yeah, you could compliment another fighter, Mike. I can compliment, a nice piece. So,
guys, I grew up at health clubs with my dad, who will be naked around any human. My dad does not give a
Is he like walking around in the background right now?
Yeah.
He's
naked
walk
off right behind me, butt ass naked. I remember Sam was over. He came out with like a semi-hard penis. Like, Dad, I got my friends. My friends are right here.
Put that dick away, dude.
He's a proud man. Yeah.
Oh. Rob, do you remember literally 10 years ago, we were at Stu and Danielle's basement. I don't even know whose house it was at that point.
That sounds like a fancy club in downtown Chicago.
Yeah.
So anyways,
So we were all chat rouletting. That was when that was like a big deal.
Oh yeah.
And so it was like me, Stu, and Robbie. I don't know if Marino was there or not, but
probably. We were say that. He's gonna be so mad if you. He was definitely there, even if he wasn't.
But we were like hitting chat or whatever, like whatever it gets you to the new person, and we were just pasting our like Bandcamp fucking website, just to get people to like watch us. And like it never really worked, and we met some few people. But my favorite part about that night was Danielle had her own MacBook and was like secretly like getting people to like almost jerk off with her. Do you remember this? She was like, hey, what's going on? Like, and then immediately somebody's like, zip, what's up? And the moment that like, it would, pop out, she would like show us the the computer, and all three of us would be like, "Sweet dick, bro,
sweet dick, dude." And she'd be like, "Yeah, Poppy, pull that," because they'd be like sitting there. Did you ever do chat roulette?
Me?
Yeah.
No, I did AOL Instant Messenger. I remember
AIM for sure. But no, chat roulette was like 50% cool people you could talk to and 50% dicks. So they'd be like in their gray sweatpants with like a heart, like an erection. She'd be like, "Yeah, Poppy, pull it out," and then immediately turn the computer. We'd be like, "You call that a dick? Put that thing away. That's not even a good dick."
Or would you be like super complimentary, and then they would immediately be like, "Fuck you guys!" Like,
yeah, they get
so the one that's jerking off with strangers.
They're like, "We want the Filipino back."
I don't know if she remembers that, but I remember that. That was fucking hilarious.
Now I do. Why? We've encountered too many penises, I think there's just far too many. So.
I didn't think we were going to hit so much on this topic, but Mike, you did that video. You did that video.
So now I know I'm on two fucking idiots.
Yeah, exactly. I was going to say,
talk about dicks for 10 minutes solid.
Well, of course. That's what we are. We're fucking idiots. Yeah. Which, by the way, you have brought an energy to this podcast right now. And like, halfway through, you're like spitting the realest shit, and I love it. You know that. We'll talk on the phone and like get crazy. I feel like running through a wall afterwards. And so we just had to bring it back down to where our status quo. Talk about dicks a little bit. Yeah.
Hey, it's fine.
Before you got on, Robbie was literally like, "All right, so Mike is smarter than us. He's more intellectual. He understands words better. So we're gonna need to like tame him down a little bit, because it's gonna be like real weird for our audience to just be like, what are these terms? I don't know what is that guy saying?
Like, didn't he just say that guy say he shit himself while running a couple weeks ago? Like, why? Who is this guy? Sure. Which brings me to my next point, at least.
Sure. Here it comes.
Because as well as, obviously we have this podcast. We're trying to create content. We have another friend on the podcast in the building creating content, and you put out was it about a month ago for the was it Bellator?
Yes, we were doing a Bellator fight, so I did a breakdown of Chris Cyborg and Leslie Smith.
Yeah, for Against the Odds, right? Is what it was called?
Yep.
That's right. Dude, that's right.
Tell us about that. What was that like? That was the coolest video of all time.
Seriously, it was so good.
Thank you guys so much. Yeah. So you guys know I love breaking down fights, and nothing is cooler, right, than getting to do that as a job. And so what I did was pitch that, right? So I'm trying to pitch it over and trying to do work for these major MMA organizations. You guys know I've been a huge Bellator fan my whole life, a huge UFC fan my whole life, huge Strikeforce fan, WEC fan, Pride fan. So, we're working for these major organizations is definitely a like a 10-year goal of mine. Right. And so, the opportunity came up to try to, pitch something to Bellator, and I was able to, do that episode. And I worked with this awesome guy who was able to shoot it, who works for Bellator, and they're trying to make some moves on it. And I really hope I'm able to do something for him, man. I love like breaking down matchups of the best fighters in the world. I'm about to do another breakdown, and I want to do it for the Pitbull versus AJ McKee fight, which in my humble opinion is the biggest fight in Bellator history. In my humble opinion, are two of the best fighters in the world. I love that matchup. That's going to be coming up this summer. And so I hope I have a lot to do with that, man. I really want to go down that road and run towards it. You guys know also, I've been doing commentary since I was a kid, man. I started doing it for free. People are like, how'd you get into commentary? It's like you just do it. Like, have you asked, did you hit up the organization? Like, hey, please take a chance at me. Try me. Here's my videos. Here's my interviews, and that's what I started doing. I've done commentary for a bunch of MMA organizations, namely the XFO, live on UFC Fight Pass, Hoosier Fight Club. I've done some broadcasts with UFC fighters, Eddie Wineland, Neil Magny, Matt Locasio, who is my longtime commentator.
Happy birthday to him, Matt.
Happy birthday,
Matt. Give him the shout out. Yeah. My favorite interview of yours, obviously Eddie Bravo, with fucking 45, 50 students waiting to get taught jujitsu. Eddie comes into it thinking it's going to be a 10-minute like puff piece or whatever. You asked like 2-3 good questions, and he was like, oh shit, let's talk for an hour while everyone else is waiting to do some jujitsu.
Literally over a half-hour podcast, bro. The whole, but they were like liking it. There were probably 3 guys in there.
Sure.
Like, this asshole keeps.
Well, you said there was like 1 or 2 guys in the back, like started swinging their arms, right? They're like, I guess I'll warm up because this has to be over soon, right?
Yes.
There's one guy that's like, I gotta sit her until 7.
Yeah,
I gotta hurry the shit up, dude.
Yeah.
Here's what really happened. I walked in there and set up, and Eddie Bravo comes in high as a kite. Okay?
Yeah, bro.
He comes in there reeking of weed. And so
Baked.
I'm thinking this is going to be an excellent interview, right?
Ripped.
So I start digging into it. We started talking Bigfoot. We start talking Tower 7, Twin Towers 9/11. We start talking Conor McGregor. We start talking UFC, MMA. I mean, we got really into it, man. That was maybe my favorite interview too. I mean, I've interviewed Pat Curran. I've interviewed, a lot of MMA champions, Chael Sonnen and Michael Bisping. I've been at the UFC press conferences, asked Dana White questions. There's a lot of highlights.
Hey,
by the way, Robbie was also at the press conference.
I also asked Dana White a question. And I used the word voluptuous. So I think that I'm not trying to say if we had to compare careers, yeah. You've got more quantity for sure, but I think I've got it on the quality. Okay.
Mike, I think
your one question.
Your Eddie Bravo interview was like I was like, my brother's friend, Mike, he talked to the real Eddie Bravo.
The real
I was like
one?
so confused by that. And I saw it and I was like, apparently we're just not doing it. Apparently we're not doing anything right.
Guys, you just have to do it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like I hated the pizza at Lakes High School, so I wrote an article shitting on the pizza. We got new pizza. You know what I'm saying?
Really?
Yes.
That might be your life's greatest accomplishment.
Pizza.
Fuck this fighting shit. The pizza needed to be changed.
5-0,
Yes.
amateur champion, commentator, professional MMA journalist.
Pizza. I changed the pizza game for all the kids. Okay, they have me to thank, and they have no idea. These ungrateful, just pizza devouring kids. They have no idea. These
fucking shitty pizza cucks, dude.
I'm trying to say that if you want something in life, you go get it. Okay.
Yeah.
People always. I told you guys always ask, how did you get this? Well, who hired you? Who'd you know? It's like, guys, go out and like there's a Steve Jobs quote that I'm about to butcher right now, but essentially he's saying is the world is not just the way it is and you're fixing it. No, if you push in one side, something's going to push out the other side. When you are a driven human being, you keep saying what you want, you keep going after it, the world will get the hell out of your way and you can go get there, man. And you could listen to a lot of successful people tell you that in a lot of different ways, but that's 100% true, man. It was all a dream. It was all a dream coming out to Huntington Beach, California, marrying this beautiful blonde girl I got in the other room here, Haley. Yep. Okay.
Haley.
Whatever it is in life, guys, there is absolutely nothing holding you back but your own drive. Anything. There's a good Bill Gates quote here. Bill Gates, a little controversial character nowadays, but I'm going to go ahead anyway. Good Bill Gates quote.
Fuck it, let's go. I love him.
Bill Gates said, but most people overestimate what they can do in 1 year and underestimate what they can do in 10 years. I'm going to say it again. Most people overestimate what they can do in 1 year. Your New Year's resolutions, you think you're going to do all this. Most people underestimate what they can do in 10 years. In 10 years, you can be on a SpaceX rocket going to Mars. In 10 years, you can be a senator for Illinois. In 10 years, you could be the #1 podcast on the internet. You can accomplish so much in 10 years. So you got to figure out what are your 10-year goals and work backwards from there. And our human chimpanzee brains are not designed to do this. But if you actually map this out, this is how, you're able to be ultimately successful. This is how great companies like Amazon or Tesla or any of these companies, it's not 1 year increments. They aren't thinking about the next quarter. It's always about the long-term goal. And after 10 years, when that manifests itself, that's how you become a billionaire. That's how you become the #1 podcast. That's how you get what you want. Right. And I think, I think I'm on that pathway for myself, and that's what I aspire to anyway. And, a lot of that wisdom has been passed down from, listening to podcasts, listening to successful people talk. And that's something that I truly believe in. So if you want to change the pizza, don't complain about it. Go do it.
Go do it. You
Robbie,
just got to tell
I've said word for word exactly what Mike has said
Yeah.
to you. So get on it, bro.
You're right. Honestly, Papa John's needs to bring back the original garlic sauce. And if they fucking don't, dude, okay, I'm going to freak out.
That's hilarious.
No, I agree. I totally agree, dude. I'm ready to literally conquer the world right now.
Yeah, I wish it wasn't like bedtime soon. So I'm gonna have like the craziest dreams. I'm just gonna be like fucking shit up. And
you guys are so incredibly talented, man. I have so much confidence in you guys. You know, the amount of, I told Robbie, like all these podcasts you guys are putting out there, it's like a bunch of gasoline. You guys are just like dumping gasoline all over the place. One match, it'll spark that whole fire, man.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Hopefully it's this episode, because I've had enough of not being famous.
This working hard shit is not fun. Okay, so
you guys Bill Burr fans?
Yes, of course.
Okay, you know how many shitty movies Bill Burr's had like one line in, or like you see the back of his head for a second in a shot or something? You know how many? That guy has been hustling out the womb. Okay, that guy used to work just like you and Jeremy, like at a U-line type of thing or whatever. He used to do that type of stuff. He switched over to doing was doing comedy at the same time. Switched over to doing movies, comedy, kept doubling down. His resume is ridiculous, and 90% of it is a bunch of stuff that you would never recognize him in. He's an extra in this or this and that. He keeps hustling. I think the biggest thing that people miss is that it's the continuation of the effort. It's the doubling down, the tripling down, the quadrupling down, the 100th attempt, the 1000th attempt, right? This 10,000 hour rule. This is how people, get where they're going. And there's the Paris Hiltons of the world who are born into it. And then there are, and then there are the Bill Burrs. And I think we could all be more like a Bill Burr, right? And the hustle, the reps will get you there.
Well, you can, please, Jordan.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say, you can tell by my physique that I'm pretty used to working hard. So I think we both know.
You look good. Your face, Robbie, you look in shape, bro. You working?
The shirt. I've been working.
I know you fluctuate, brother, but I see the work, dude. Robbie sends me him boxing in the garage. And I'll give him
southpaw.
Notes.
Isn't that crazy?
In the videos, right? It flips it. It looks good though. I might switch up my entire stance just.
He sent me one day, and I was like, "Are you southpaw?" And he's like, "No, it flips it." And I was like, "I know what I saw. I know what I saw. You were fucking punching with your left arm. There's no way." Me being left-handed, I think I'm southpaw, but I'm also right-handed in a lot of things in my life. So I'm just ambidextrous.
Yes, you're more dangerous, brother. Now you could switch them up, right? Somebody starts figuring you out one way, you switch it up. You got a whole new math.
Sometimes I'm holding a sandwich with the left hand, and I'm like, you know what? It's in the right now.
Switch it to the right. That's what I'm talking about.
Honestly, we've been talking for like 45 minutes. Honestly, this has been the craziest podcast ever. Dude. I would hire you. I'm ready to literally fucking do whatever to get everything done right now. I'm just probably going to listen to this by myself.
Before Jordan says it and replaces me, you want to be here instead of Jordan? I just want to jump in before he offers it,
I would love to be a regular. Like have me on sometimes, guys. I love it. I love catching up with you two. You two are two of the best humans I know. So all love from me.
Before we go, Conor McGregor, Dustin Poirier. It comes out the same day as this podcast, right? Shit. Isn't it this? Oh no, it's 2 weeks. It's the 10th, right?
That's right.
It's the 10th. Okay, so who wins?
Dude, okay, so I was telling you guys, when I watched that first Conor McGregor Dustin Poirier fight, you could see the karate style of Conor McGregor. You could see the way he's on the balls of his feet, moving in and out. If he does that to Dustin, that's a whole different ball game for Dustin to solve. Dustin's going to have a lot more trouble landing kicks. Here's a little detail that nobody knows. Conor McGregor had a hurt hand for the first Dustin Poirier fight, so his whole training camp was spent doing karate. He was doing kicks, side kicks, spinning
wide base,
exactly,
sideways,
crescent kicks. So he comes out there against Dustin Poirier, throws a lead hook kick to start. Right, you guys know what that is. So he comes out there against Dustin Poirier, and he throws throws the lead foot.
Oh, yeah.
The first technique. And what does that do? It creates a distance that Dustin Poirier now artificially respects. So Conor starts using that distance, coming in there and hitting him, and he's too fast and he's too technical. And there's too many question marks for Dustin to really press, right? So now Dustin's thinking about, okay, maybe I'll sit back and counter. Not really Dustin's thing. He's high output. He gets in those firefights. Conor McGregor ends up clipping him, putting him out in the first round. Yeah. That is a totally different recipe. That Conor McGregor wins this fight. Yep. What I believe we will see is Conor McGregor come out there and try to bounce around a little bit, take a leg kick or two, and start to kind of revert back into this new Conor we've seen over the last couple of years where he's got heavier feet. You guys remember when he said, the 155 division is stuck in the mud. They're all stuck in the mud up there.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. Conor McGregor, you're stuck in the mud.
I was going to say, dude, he doesn't move.
He's going to hear this. He's going to be so fucking angry. He's going to come after
bring
you.
it.
Get out of the mud, dude. You gotta stop spinning the tires.
In the second fight, I know that his leg was compromised, and I think he had already taken at least one big shot. But right at the end of the fight, before he gets knocked down and then TKO'd, he's standing there to get hit. Like, you know what I mean? It's not like he's not attempting to pivot and get out of there. It didn't seem like he was trying to create any sort of distance, like in those last couple seconds of the fight. And who knows, maybe he caught a big shot and he was already on a crazy, like a queer street, as they called it. I didn't want to say it. I know
Go
that's,
ahead,
you know
Robbie.
what I mean? Queer street.
Quit censoring yourself, bro. He was on queer street.
Yeah. Okay. Which basically means, for anyone who doesn't watch fighting, just that he's already kind of like flash knocked out. There's really no life behind the eyes.
We love gay people. Happy Pride Month.
Happy Pride. The perfect day to say queer street, right? But he's just standing there to get hit. And it's like, you know, I want to see him move around. And I like Dustin a lot too. And I like hot sauce. So Dustin, if you want to send a bottle of hot sauce to us, we'll review it, sponsor the episode. We'd love to give you all that exposure.
Hell yeah. Dustin Poirier was one of my first big interviews. When I went to the Arnold Sports Festival, I interviewed Dustin Poirier like way back. He was a 145er at the time. You know, and it was awesome to talk to him, man. Super humble guy. I like Dustin Poirier a lot. I know Colby Covington showed some video of Dustin Poirier like talking shit to an amateur sparring partner. He like knocks him out and he's like, I'm the champ or whatever. He's like, and Colby's like, see, this guy's an asshole. As far as I've known Dustin was the kindest, most humble dude, gave me a bunch of time. I was like,
he's in fight mode, dude. He's in when they're sometimes when you're sparring, who knows what this kid did, who knows what happened before and after. When you're training, sometimes it is a fight. You have to be ready to go. I got clipped by Sam Adamek the first time I ever boxed in my life. It's the only time I've almost been knocked out. I've never put myself in that situation again.
I remember, bro. It was in my garage. You guys were sparring.
You were like, yeah, take it easy. And Sam was like, yeah, sure. And did this big overhand right and almost put my lights out.
Me and Sam would just watch Chuck Liddell fights all the time. So that was the shot.
Iceman, Jordan, you know what's up.
Yep.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You know Chuck Liddell.
Let me cap off this prediction.
All right, carry on.
This is Dustin Poirier is extremely durable. Dustin Poirier has a high output. Dustin Poirier's cardio is twice that of Conor McGregor. And it's probably not because Conor doesn't try to be in shape. It's just because Conor's body type is that sprinter type, fast twitch muscle type body. They're not built for marathons. Yes.
Explode, chill. Yeah.
Exactly. The polar opposite of a Nate Diaz, which is why those Nate Diaz matchups are so crazy. You're like, isn't Conor better than Nate? Yes, but only if the fight's 3 minutes or 5 minutes or 10
Well,
minutes.
Nate's 2-0 against him, so I don't accept that second fight. But anyways, carry on.
Because after the fact, after Conor gets tired, Nate can put it on him, right?
Yep.
That's where Nate really developed that style, was after that Conor fight, right? Then he really started doing that. In the Jorge Masvidal fight, he tried it. In this Leon Edwards fight, he tried it and almost knocked Leon out. Pretty much did knock Leon out in the 5th round. Okay, predictions. I think that Dustin Poirier wins this fight because I think Conor McGregor is not the old Conor McGregor anymore. He's a many, many times over millionaire. The guy has already made it. He's not the same dude anymore. I just don't think we'll ever see that old Conor again. I hope that I'm wrong. I am a big Conor McGregor fan. Conor, I'm a big fan. Get out of the mud.
He's definitely listening, by the way. He's definitely
Get your timing back. Oh, Conor's a big Two Fucking Idiots fan. Trust
me. He would be.
What if he's listening and he's like, he's right?
Yep.
He puts the headphones down, goes around.
Wait, Jordan, do some more Irish, please. Sorry, we'll get back to yours in a second, Mike. Jordan, do some Irish. Let's hear it.
Me Lucky Charms.
It's top of the morning, boy.
I'm not a good accent guy. I can do a good Whitey from 8 Crazy Nights.
Yeah. All right.
That's pretty much where it goes.
So you hope, you're praying, you're reasoning with Conor McGregor. Get out there, get some respect right out of the gate, stay light on your feet, and throw big bombs and knock out Dustin. But sorry, I was trying to set you up.
You're teeing me up.
Yeah. I'm teeing you
Boom,
up. Yeah.
Here we go. Okay, but Dustin Poirier is extremely durable. He's in the fight. I mean, you got to put Dustin out. He does not quit. Dustin's a dog. Dustin's the type of guy. Remember how we began this? You got to die in there. Dustin's ready to die, bro. Dustin's ready to die. Dustin does not have quit in him. The only time I've ever seen an inch of that is that Khabib Nurmagomedov fight, and that dude just feels like a freaking tank just parked on top of you. That guy breaks everybody. Dustin doesn't break in a boxing type fight, and that's what Conor's going to bring. And Dustin's takedowns are better than ever. His ground game's better than ever. His overall MMA game is better than ever. That really showed against Conor. His kicks looked good. His takedown, he took Conor down. Lots of problems for Conor to deal with in this fight.
And Conor's Dustin, not easy to really take down.
No, he's not. And Dustin took him down one for one. Maybe he tried one other takedown. Conor is hard to take down, no question about it. And he was rusty in that fight. And I've never seen Conor so nervous. I mean, we've done stage theater, Robbie, so what happens when you get nervous. Your mouth gets dry. Look at Conor, he's asking for water while they're announcing him before the first. Look, rewatch the fight and watch how nervous Conor is. Now watch the first fight. Conor's strutting around, freaking looking at, he's looking at Dana. He's looking over at the Fertitta brothers. He's a kid. He's a young, wild, crazy kid. This last fight, he's a millionaire. He's a business owner. It's a different guy in there.
He's got more to lose.
Not the same old hungry kid who's ready to die, who's ready to, who was talking about the Diaz brothers and Chuck Liddell saying, I want to be like them one day. I want my name up there with them. You guys could look at the interview. He's like, I want my name amongst those. Conor did not only that, he beat them. Okay. Conor is a bigger star than any of them ever were.
The biggest.
Is a totally different animal. So I think that Conor McGregor, that original style where he brought into MMA boxing hidden in with the Taekwondo and karate, that mixture is a perfect poison for these stuck in the mud Muay Thai type fighters. He can win this fight if he does that. I'll suspect he wins the first couple rounds, ends up getting caught and teed up by Dustin Poirier later in the fight after he fatigues. I'm going to go with Dustin Poirier. Robbie, I'm rooting for a McGregor KO, brother. I'll be in Vegas. I'll be there at Dave Chappelle, Joe Rogan, seeing live comedy. Me and Haley are going to have a good weekend, bro. A Conor McGregor KO would cap it off. So please,
cap it off tight.
Let's go, Conor.
All right. I'm going to say Dustin Poirier 4th round submission. Rear naked choke.
Don't copy my pick.
You said late. You said just a late win. You didn't say how. Late? I'm saying a 4th round rear naked choke after rocking Conor McGregor. That's how the fight's going to end.
I'm going to say McGregor and Poirier both agree to a draw in the middle of the 3rd round.
Yes.
Hold hands. They raise each other up. It's going to be awesome.
All right. Yeah, like, hey, I'll give you 10% stake in proper 12. Let's just call it a day.
Dustin's like, you're now the CAKO of my charity, chief ass kicking organizer.
All right. That's the podcast.
I really tried. I really tried. Yeah, we're running out of time.
This is gonna end. That's gonna end. Hey, Mike, thanks for being on. Seriously, you're a phenom, honestly.
Yeah, I'm happy to be fucking latched to your coattails. That's for goddamn sure. So
someday somebody's gonna look back on this podcast and be like, the Mike Finch was on that fucking stupid show. That's so crazy. That's gonna be awesome. So thank you for being on.
I hope this episode does numbers. I believe you guys will have episodes that'll do a lot more numbers than this, man. I know we're all early in what we're doing, and I'm totally rooting for you guys. It'd be an honor to be on again. Much love, you too.
Yeah, I love you, brother.
Thanks, brother.
Thanks everyone for listening.
Yeah, thank you guys for listening. This has been episode 31, the Greg Maddox episode, I guess.
Yeah,
whatever.
Fucking the Hizzo versus
Randy Couture versus Pedro Hizzo.
Yeah, exactly. Also, send us an email to fuckingidiots@gmail.com.
twofuckingidiots@gmail.com.
That's what I said.
You did not.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, who's right, me or the video evidence? Thank you. Anyway, this is the internet. I say what I want. And check out Mike on YouTube, right? Mike, is it Mike Finch MMA or just Mike Finch on YouTube?
Yeah, Mike Finch on YouTube, Mike Finch MMA. If you go to YouTube and you type in Mike Finch MMA, they'll know exactly what's about to pop up. All right. Go check out the Eddie Bravo interview if you want to hear my stance on Bigfoot.
That's awesome. All right. Thank you guys for listening. Mike, good luck with the rest of your crazy career.
Everything. Can't wait to be a part of it. So
nuts. So we'll have you back on for sure.
Yeah.
But for right now,
thank you guys. Much love.
Bye, guys.
Peace.
Happy or sad, it's story time with two